Hey viewers, thanks for tuning in. I'm Stephen, the man with the mustache, and today we're gonna have a little bit of fun. We've got a little bit of a project on our hands. I'm gonna be replacing the pickups in this Ibanez RGA42FM. That's right, I had to remember all those letters and numbers. We're gonna be replacing the stock pickups, the quantum pickups, that's what they're called, the Ibanez quantum pickups, with these beautiful DiMarzio Titan pickups. That's right. These are the Jake Bowen signature pickups from DiMarzio. If you don't know who Jake Bowen is, he is from Periphery, one of the guitarists from Periphery. And Periphery are known for their amazing music, but also they're gearheads and they have amazing tones and amazing sounds. And these pickups are an all-round pickup. You can play the heaviest stuff as well as the cleanest stuff as well. And that's what they were designed for, to give you that good transience and variance in your sound, which I'm super excited about. Now, it's time. I've had this guitar for about 3 years, and it's time to change the sound a little bit. We're also going to install a push-pull. It's going to go on the tone knob, I think, and the push-pull is just going to give you the option to go from single coil sound into the humbucker as well. So it's just going to give us lots of variations. To give you a bit of backstory on this guitar, it's got a couple of dings on it. It's a little bit old now, 3 years old, but it's my travel guitar. It travels lots, and it's probably traveled more than most of you. It's traveled all around the world with me, and I bought this guitar in Slovenia in Europe, so it would cost me about 300 euros. But the beauty of this, it's a bolt-on neck, so I can just bolt off the neck, fold it up, I leave the strings on there, and it just folds up into my suitcase, and then away I go. But also, as well as improving my sound and changing that aspect of my guitar, I just wanted to maybe share some experiences with all of you, and any road bumps I come across and obstacles I come across that we can clarify. And then if you're at home and you're wanting to change your pickups as well, you can. This will give you a little bit of help with that. I know there's a few things that I came across. For example, the pickup sizes. I had no idea that pickups came in different sizes. A little bit silly because guitars come in all different shapes and sizes, but I didn't know this guitar specifically needed an F-space pickup. So for example, this is what we call an F-space pickup. It's the bridge pickup, and the bridge pickup is going to be a little bit wider than the neck pickup. And here I am thinking they were going to be the exact same pickups, but I didn't know that. So an F-space, F stands for Floyd Rose or Fender, because the Fender style bridges and the Floyd Rose bridges are a little bit wider than compared to your Les Paul bridges. So that's something I didn't know. So I need an F-space in the bridge, which means it's slightly a little wider, and they measure between the poles. The poles are the metal parts of the pickup, and you measure from the outside poles, the distance in between that, and that's how you get the spacing. So I know all different guitar brands have different spacing, so you just got to research that before you do decide what pickups you want and if they're going to fit your guitar as well. So that's one of the problems. But we're going to go through, do a little install. I'm not going to show you how to install it. I do have my soldering iron here. I'm by no means an expert at this, but I have done a pickup change before, but it's with EMG pickups, and EMGs don't require any soldering. It's just all push and pull plugs, which is pretty cool. They're leaps and bounds into the future, but this is going to be old school. We're going to solder it all. It's going to be a pretty solid build. So don't take any technical advice from me, because I'm going to be learning along the way as well. I've never done this before. But we're also going to be doing some comparisons at the end to see the sound difference of the pickups, and out with the old, in with the new. We're going to see if it sounds better, and I hope it does. But we're going to, there's only one way to find out. So we're going to change these pickups, and there's only one thing to do. Let's get into it. Well, here we are, all set up, ready to go to install our Titan pickups, which are right here. We've got all the tools, got some screwdrivers, some pliers, some wire cutters, more screwdrivers, a drill. I don't know. Like I said, I've never done this before. We've got the solder, that's the most important part, to do all the wiring and so on. But I've only done the EMG setup, like I said earlier. But I've got my blueprints here on my iPad. They are the plans, the electrical plans, showing me where all the wires go. And it's a little bit intimidating at first, but it makes sense. Everything makes perfect sense. So I'm ready to get into it. We're going to get started, and wish us luck. See you on the other side. Well, we've just taken the old pickups out. We've got the new ones right here. The plates are a little bit different. The springs are on the back of these ones, whereas the springs, they've given us springs here. I'll show you in a cutaway shot. They've given us the springs here to go on the side. So a little bit of a different setup, but we're going to see how it goes. We're going to install it and see how it looks. Well, another day has passed and I'm another day older, and we've been working this thing for a little while now. Now I say we because this required two people. It's a little bit tricky, a little bit trickier than I thought. Like I said, I've never done this before and it was an experience. So we're now at the stage where we're almost ready to test it. We think we've got everything in. We've had some troubles, we've had to troubleshoot a few things. I've got my brother in to help me as well. But we're going to give it a go and see how it sounds. So let's hook it up to the amp. We have sound. With my one string. So everything works and it's sounding great. I've left a string on here to actually test it out. That's some good advice. Make sure you don't cut all the strings off. Leave one string on so you can test it out. And because if you don't know what you're doing, like we did, you can troubleshoot and see if your sound is working, which was awesome. That came in handy in the end. Put it all together as per the diagram said on the iPad right here. You can download those from DiMarzio.com and check those out. And there's hundreds of diagrams that you can look at. So get one of those and follow those diagrams because they're very accurate and they're very helpful. But we did have some issues, and the main issue we had was grounding. So grounding was very tricky. So we tried everything, trial and error, hooking things up, resoldering wires to certain parts of the guitar, to different pots and so on, to the switches. But what it ended up being was the output jack. The output jack, the casing of that for some reason created a ground issue. So we just added an extra wire to the casing where the jack actually goes into, and that sorted out all the grounding, and now it's a nice sounding guitar, which I'm pretty happy with. So we're going to restring it in due time. Some of the other issues we had when we were actually installing the pickups, the springs that came with it, I didn't end up using that. I ended up using this padding and springs that were on the old pickups, which ended up working. They sit in there nicely. The adjustable screws work as well, so the pickup heights can be adjusted. Just make sure you don't screw the screws too far that they go through the body, because I may or may not have done that. I'm not going to show you that because I feel pretty guilty for doing that. But yeah, everything's working pretty good. So we're going to restring the guitar now and we're going to see how it sounds. Here we are, and we've successfully installed our DiMarzio Titan pickups in the bridge and in the neck, and we've successfully installed our push-pull pot. It's our volume knob right there, and it push-pull splits the humbuckers there from single to humbucker to single, vice versa. And we've got a fresh set of strings on here, and pretty much it's like a brand new guitar, except for all the dings that I've put in it already, but it's like brand new. It's a brand new sound, and I'm really liking it. Like I said, there's comparison videos at the end, so we're going to see the sound difference from before and after, and I'm excited to get into that as well. But big thanks to my bro that helped me out. My big bro helped me out with the soldering and the wiring and so on. It came out pretty neat. And my cousin as well, he helped us over the phone because he's had some experience with circuiting, and like I said, we had a bit of trouble with the grounding issues. So if you have any questions about this, you know, because you will run into problems, and whenever you do something like this, I've never done something like this where it was super easy and super straightforward. There's always some problems, and each guitar is different, and every wiring circuit's different, and you know, so you're going to run into problems. So if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask in the comments below. So leave a comment, I'll read those, and I'll make sure to reply to them, and be able to give you some insight and some help with whatever you've run into. So also a big thank you to my girlfriend. She's the one that bought me these pickups for my birthday as a present, so thank you very much. Big shout outs. And what do you reckon? We're going to find out how it sounds. Let's give it a go. So crisp. So just as I thought with these pickups, you're going to get such a well-rounded sound, you know. You're going to hear the low notes, you're going to hear the high notes, you're going to hear everything. So just so much character in there. Excuse my sloppy playing, but yeah, it's sounding good, you know. Even the more technical style of riffs. Everything, just the high notes and the low notes, everything stands out. But if you like this video, make sure you give it a like, give it a thumbs up, and also subscribe to any future content that might be coming up as well. If you have any ideas for future content, don't hesitate to leave those ideas in the comments below too. We're gonna do some comparisons. So for the comparison videos, all we're gonna see is the before and after, but I'm basically be running the tone through Guitar Rig, the VSTI, virtual instrument, as well as my Blackstar amp with just some basic pedals in front of it. We got a drive, like a drive booster, a little bit of compression, and a gate on there, and that's pretty much it. So we're gonna see how those sounds before and after, and if you don't wanna watch that, that's fine. You can leave now, but if you wanna see some tone comparisons, stick around. So once again, thank you so much for watching. I hope you heard a difference in those comparisons. I can definitely tell a difference, and I reckon the pickups sound great and you know, well-rounded and such a crisp sound and that periphery sound, and that's what I was after, and that's what I achieved. So I'm so wrapped. And once again, thanks for everybody that helped out. Thanks for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. Like this video, subscribe to my channel, and leave a comment and let me know what you thought. I'm Steven, the man with the mustache, and I'll catch you next time.